Jake Tapper reporting live from Paris. You see there live images from the Place de la République, a makeshift memorial for the 129 victims of the horrific terrorist attacks here just on Friday, just a few days ago. Those attacks have ignited mourning here in France and a firestorm, a political one in the United States, over the plan by the Obama administration to take in 10,000 Syrian refugees by the end of next year. At least one of the terrorists that committed the atrocities here in France snuck into Europe among the stream of refugees fleeing Syria, and now governors from nearly 20 states in the United States are saying that they are not going to take them in, any of the refugees. I want to get right to CNN's chief political correspondent, Dana Bash. Dana, President Obama speaking very forcefully about this earlier today, saying turning away refugees would be a, quote, betrayal of American values, and he blasted Senator Ted Cruz and former Florida Governor Jeb Bush for suggesting that Christian refugees be a priority.
He did, and specifically, it was a pretty thinly veiled hit on Ted Cruz, saying that, you know, people who are saying this should remember that some of their people from their family came into this country on precisely the same way as political refugees. That, as I was saying, was a thinly veiled hit on Ted Cruz. I just sat down with Ted Cruz here on the campaign trail in South Carolina and asked him to respond to that.
What Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton are proposing is that we bring to this country tens of thousands of Syrian Muslim refugees. I have to say, particularly in light of what happened in Paris, that's nothing short of lunacy.
What would have happened if your father was trying to get from Cuba to the United States and the political leaders here said, nope, we don't think so, because who knows, maybe you could be somebody who could, you know, commit crimes against America.
Well, see, that's why it's important to define what it is we're fighting. If my father were part of a theocratic and political movement like radical Islamism that promotes murdering anyone who doesn't share your extreme faith or forcibly converting them, then it would have made perfect sense.
And Jake, Ted Cruz also told me that this week he plans to introduce legislation that would ban Muslim Syrian refugees from coming into the United States. So as you can imagine, he is applauding the move by governors across the country, including in his home state today of Texas, saying that they would not let any refugees into their states. Jake.
Dana, has there been a reaction today from the U.S. State Department?
There has, and their reaction is that they are going to go forward with these programs, go forward with allowing refugees from Syria to come into the United States. They're going to do so, the State Department insists, with an eye towards security, as they say that they were already doing. So they say that this is still a go when it comes to the president's policy of allowing refugees into this country. Jake.
Dana Bash on the campaign trail in Charleston, South Carolina. Thanks so much.